The 2026 Actor Awards delivered a night that will be talked about for years, a ceremony filled with shockwaves, redemption arcs, emotional tributes, career-defining victories, and the kind of unpredictable drama that only Hollywood can produce when actors vote for actors. Held on March 1st at the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles, the rebranded ceremony, now officially called the Actor Awards, proved why peer recognition carries a different kind of weight. This wasn't critics choosing. This wasn't journalists speculating. This was performers honoring performers. And when the votes were revealed, the entire award season narrative shifted in a matter of minutes. From the red carpet energy to the final standing ovation, the atmosphere felt different, heavier, more electric, almost historic. The biggest headline of the night belonged to Michael B. Jordan. After years of being one of Hollywood's most bankable and charismatic stars, he finally captured the industry's top acting honor with his win for Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Leading Role for his dual performance in the genre-bending epic Sinners. For many in the room, it felt like a long time coming. Jordan has carried blockbuster franchises, delivered critically praised performances, and steadily built one of the most respected production brands in the industry. But this role, this performance, was different. It was raw. It was dangerous. It was transformative. Sinners had already sparked intense debate and passionate praise long before awards night. Set against a haunting 1930s Southern backdrop infused with blues music, racial tension, and supernatural folklore, the film refused to sit comfortably in a single genre. It was horror, yes, but it was also historical drama, social commentary, and character study. Jordan played twin brothers, Smoke and Stack Moore, two men bound by blood but divided by ideology, trauma, and destiny. Smoke, hardened and calculating, represented survival at any cost. Stack, haunted and reflective, embodied emotional vulnerability. Watching Jordan switch between them, sometimes within the same scene, felt almost surreal. His physicality shifted, his posture changed, even his breathing patterns were distinct. Industry insiders said the production was grueling. Shooting twin scenes required precise choreography and intense emotional stamina. Jordan reportedly described the experience as splitting himself in two. That emotional toll was visible on screen. Audiences weren't just watching a performance, they were witnessing immersion at the highest level. Still, the win was far from guaranteed. All season long, pundits predicted Timothée Chalamet would take the prize for Marty Supreme, where he portrayed a tortured chess prodigy spiraling under the weight of genius. Leonardo DiCaprio remained a dominant contender for his morally complex strategist in one battle after another. Ethan Hawke's understated brilliance and Jesse Plemons' haunting subtlety made the category feel like a battlefield of titans. Social media polls, expert roundtables, and prediction columns leaned in different directions every week. When the envelope was opened and Michael B. Jordan's name echoed through the auditorium, there was a split second of silence, not confusion, but shock. Then came the roar, the kind of applause that starts from the center of the room and spreads outward like a wave. Cameras caught fellow nominees applauding enthusiastically. It wasn't just polite clapping, it was genuine respect. Jordan blinked, stunned. He hugged his castmates tightly. As he made his way to the stage, the emotion was written all over his face. His speech was not rehearsed perfection. It was real. He talked about the early auditions where he felt invisible. He talked about being told he was talented but not quite leading man material. He acknowledged the pressure that comes with being labeled a star before you've proven your depth. He thanked his mother for grounding him, for reminding him who he was outside of Hollywood. He spoke about Ryan Coogler as more than a collaborator, calling him a brother in storytelling. He admitted that playing Smoke and Stack forced him to confront fear, pride, and vulnerability in ways he hadn't anticipated. The room listened in complete silence, absorbing every word.
But Jordan's night didn't end there. Later, Sinners returned to the stage for Outstanding Performance by a Cast in a Motion Picture. That win carried enormous significance. Ensemble awards often signal widespread admiration across the acting community. It meant that every layered performance in the film, from Delroy Lindo's quietly powerful elder figure to the magnetic supporting turns that filled the world with texture, resonated deeply. When Delroy Lindo described the project as a labor of spirit and truth, it felt like more than gratitude. It felt like vindication for a film that took bold creative risks. Meanwhile, the leading actress race delivered its own powerful storyline. Jessie Buckley continued her commanding awards season with her win for Hamnet. The film explored grief with almost unbearable intimacy, centering on the emotional aftermath of losing a child. Buckley's performance was restrained yet devastating. She didn't rely on grand gestures or explosive breakdowns. Instead, she let silence speak. She let stillness ache. Her face carried entire chapters of sorrow. When she took the stage, her speech reflected that same quiet intensity. She spoke about the courage required to sit with grief. She dedicated her award to families navigating loss and emphasized the responsibility of portraying pain honestly. In the supporting categories, the energy remained unpredictable. Sean Penn's win for One Battle After Another was both expected and quietly profound. His portrayal of a morally conflicted strategist navigating political chaos reminded audiences why he remains one of the most formidable actors of his generation. In his speech, he reflected on storytelling as civic duty. He spoke about the responsibility artists carry when depicting political tension and social division. It wasn't flashy, it was thoughtful, measured, and resonant. Then came Amy Madigan's moment, perhaps the most heartwarming surprise of the night. Winning Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in Supporting Role for Weapons, she stood visibly overwhelmed. Her voice trembled as she admitted she hadn't prepared remarks. The audience laughed warmly. Her decades-long career, filled with nuanced character work, finally received center stage recognition. Social media lit up instantly, with fans celebrating the justice of her win. Television categories brought their own seismic shifts. The Pitt emerged as the drama powerhouse of the year. The show's gritty realism, depicting an overworked hospital staff battling systemic collapse, resonated with viewers worldwide. Its ensemble win felt symbolic, honoring not just fictional characters, but real-life healthcare workers whose experiences inspired the series. Cast members spoke emotionally about shadowing doctors and nurses, about understanding burnout not as drama, but as daily reality. Noah Wile's victory for his leading role in The Pitt carried poetic weight. Years after becoming synonymous with medical television, he returned to the hospital setting with greater complexity and depth. In his speech, Wile reflected on how television has evolved into a space for layered storytelling that rivals cinema in scope and impact. Comedy categories provided levity, but also depth. The Studio, a razor-sharp satire dissecting Hollywood's obsession with intellectual property and profit margins, dominated. Seth Rogen's win felt like both recognition and irony. Playing a flustered executive constantly caught between art and commerce, he managed to humanize a caricature. His speech blended humor and sincerity, thanking fellow actors for trusting him in scenes that required chaos and vulnerability. Then, the posthumous recognition of Catherine O'Hara created one of the night's most emotional crescendos. The tribute montage showcased her decades of comedic brilliance. The standing ovation seemed to stretch endlessly. There was laughter in remembrance and tears in gratitude. Her influence, evident in generations of performers, felt immeasurable.
Michelle Williams' victory in the limited series category highlighted the power of bold storytelling. Dying for Sex tackled themes of illness and intimacy with honesty and wit. Williams' performance balanced fragility and strength seamlessly. Her speech emphasized fearlessness, both in life and art. Owen Cooper's win for Adolescence symbolized the rise of new voices. His portrayal of teenage trauma felt startlingly authentic. Watching such a young actor accept such a significant honor underscored the industry's evolving landscape.
Harrison Ford's Life Achievement Award served as a bridge between eras. The tribute celebrated decades of iconic performances. Ford's humor and humility grounded the room. He reminded everyone that longevity is built on collaboration, persistence, and reinvention. Stunt performers received thunderous applause for their ensemble recognitions, highlighting the physical artistry behind cinematic spectacle. Their acknowledgement reinforced that storytelling is as much about movement and risk as it is about dialogue. Throughout the evening, one theme became undeniable. Bold storytelling was being rewarded. Genre lines blurred. Risk-taking triumphed. Performances that challenged comfort zones rose to the top. As after-parties unfolded across Los Angeles, speculation intensified. What would this mean for the Academy Awards? Historically, peer-voted honors carry weight, with Sinners gaining momentum and Michael B. Jordan emerging as a formidable frontrunner. The Oscar race feels wide open and electric. Beyond predictions, the ceremony celebrated resilience, careers that evolved, risks that paid off, legacies that endured, fresh talent stepping forward. It reminded audiences why performance matters, because it fosters empathy, because it bridges divides, because it allows us to see ourselves in others. Michael B. Jordan's triumph represented growth and perseverance. Jessie Buckley's win underscored emotional authenticity. Amy Madigan's surprise celebrated dedication. The Pitt's dominance honored realism. Catherine O'Hara's tribute immortalized comedic brilliance. Harrison Ford's recognition honored endurance. Hollywood constantly reinvents itself, but nights like this remind us why awards season captivates the world. It's about stories, the ones on screen and the ones unfolding in real time. It's about watching artists stand at the peak of their craft. And if this ceremony proved anything, it's that unpredictability is alive and thriving. With the Oscars approaching, anticipation is at a fever pitch. Will Sinners complete its sweep? Will Jordan carry this momentum to Academy Gold? Or will another surprise shake the industry once again? One thing is certain, this award season has become one of the most thrilling in recent memory, and the drama is far from over. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.